Back on Eldar turf here, we can see that the Warp Spider Exarch just now capping that victory point. So it's currently about to be 0-0, but for now the blue team is up 453, 326 for the red team. Oh, and what do we have here? It looks like a warp being called in, perhaps? Oh, nothing. He didn't end up doing anything with that, but perhaps just trying to scare them off. Looks like we've got the Guardsman squad and the Howling Banshees just kind of hanging out here. Tier 2 is up for almost everybody. It looks like the last person coming to Tier 2 right now is going to be SWAT 858. And nice looking use here of these energy shields, by the way. Both of the Guardian squads have been upgraded with battle equipment, so just hanging back here, putting some good suppressing fire down. You can see those Hellfire bolts, though, doing a lot of damage. I just love the way the Hellfire bolts look, honestly. I mean, yeah, they improve your damage versus heavy infantry and all that, but they just look pretty. Again, we can see that Doom Blast there, and really wrecking that one that one chick from the Howling Banshee squad there. Just kind of moving in. Again, everybody's retreating away like crazy right now, and it should be able to take care of this victory point if he so chooses. Yes, it looks like the Chaos Lords, of course, stomping through all terrain. It's just going to make a beeline right for that victory point. Taking a look around, you can see the Warp Spider Exarch doing what he does best, which is blinking around behind enemy lines and backcapping stuff. This point has been uncapped, and likely he's going to uncap this point as well. Looking more towards the north, we have a nice concerted attack coming from the Imperial Guard right now. They are definitely trying their best to gen bash here. None of these units being particularly good at it. Oh, well, I guess they do have the Catachan upgrade here with the fusion gun. That's pretty tight. But not really focusing around too much, and taking a really direct shot right now from this Blastmaster upgraded Noise Marine squad. You can see those poor Catachan Devils are really low right now, taking a couple of casualties on the way out even. Man, I just love the sound of this gun. I know I say it every single time. And once again, check out this Warp Spider Exarch. As we saw from before, he capped, or rather decapped this requisition point and is again sneaking around. So kind of waging the passive-aggressive war behind enemy lines there. And we do have an Autarch who was probably recently called down somewhere around here. I'm looking for blast marks, but I can't really tell. Autarch on the field right now, always a must-have for anybody. Unfortunately for SWAT 858, he's already lost 2 weapons teams, 2 shuriken cannons, so that's not good. But it doesn't matter. The Autarch is nice and happy to be jumping around here, doing some damage. You can see, by the way, that we do have Robes of Torment and Rod of Warpfire up for the Chaos Sorcerer right now. So he's definitely doing his thing. Ouch! And there is once again the shot coming out of the Noise Marines, just kind of plowing into these Guardians here in the middle. You can see now with the overlapping fields of fire between this Chaos Havoc squad and the Noise Marines, they do definitely have strong central control right now and pretty reasonable control over this victory point. So they are up 2-1 right now. The GHG team is down to only 200 points and bleeding out right now, so they really need something and fast. You can see that Kael'tos right now has just started a Chaos Predator. That's pretty awesome. Meanwhile, a Warp Spider squad is out on the field right now for SWAT 858. So we'll have to see what's going to happen there. Again, using the double worshipping heretics to infiltrate everybody. You can see these Chaos Space Marines are infiltrated. They're visible, but they're just putting some pressure up there on those generators and now walking away again. Looks like we have another Imperial Guard incursion over here by the Chaos Gen Farm here for Kael'tos. You can see that we do have some Ogryns out in the field right now. Ogryns, not the best choice when you see a whole bunch of Hellfire bolts out there. I'm kind of curious why he went and did that. But you can see that the blast... Oh, I was going to say the blast from the Catachans did a pretty good job of knocking them back. But countering once again, we do have the Chains of Torment gripping all those guys into place and allowing just a massive focus fire of Hellfire bolts into those Ogryn, and bam, down go all of the Ogryn. That was a poor decision, I think, on the part of GHG right there. The Imperial Guard having to just kind of get the heck on out of there. Man, here we have just massive explosions happening. Lots of worshipping going right now just to make sure all these units have the speed upgrade. You can see, by the way, we do have a Shrine of Khorne down here, which is producing all of these little bloodletters who are running around engaging in melee. Just kind of a huge battle here in the middle, but honestly, Kael'tos had no problem just kind of cutting through all of those Imperial Guard units. And now it looks like, oh, and by the way, I didn't even point out that we did have this Chaos Predator down here that was just hit by a Haywire grenade and is now being set upon by all of these Banshees. The Banshees just chopping away at it with their power swords and completely killing that Predator before it has any chance to significantly impact the battlefield. But in retreating, all of the Howling Banshees are annihilated. So trading a Howling Banshee squad for a Predator, still not too bad. And certainly this Autarch with the upgraded Executioner was pitching in for that a little bit there. Wow, and we got to see quite a bit of Noise Marines. As you can see them kind of complaining in all chat right there. The Noise Marines plugging away at the troops there that whole time. So definitely strong central control now still for the Chaos players. Chaos players regaining this northern victory point and even venturing down south to gain this. So it looks like Team SIN is threatening a 3-cap right now, and Team GHG really needs to come up with something fast. So so G-Pipe right now is almost done upgrading to Tier 3. He's got 2 Guardian squads and a single Catachan Devil squad. That's definitely not cool. But perhaps he has some other plan in mind here. You can see trying to sneak up to Tier 3. You know, that's maybe their last hope there, but it's hard to see. Let's take a look at GHG's money right now. He's got absolutely no money, so whatever he's planning on doing is not going to happen for a while. Looking more towards the south, we can see that double Warp Spiders, though, doing a pretty fine job here at just kind of putting a lot of pressure on these Chaos Space Marines right now, and the Autarch as well, kind of chasing them all on out of here. So at least they're maintaining control of the southern victory point, and more towards the north, you can see that the Guardsmen have come back in and are just kind of hanging on to everything here. I'm a little bit surprised to see that even though they had such good control, that the Chaos players moved away from the northern position. It would have seemed natural to have some cover the middle, some cover the top, but instead they all kind of clustered in the middle, leaving it open to lose that victory point, which is not too good, because that is allowing Team GHG to stay in the game a little bit longer here. Again, we can see these Warp Spiders just kind of staying out of, you know, at an arm's reach. Whoa, nice looking shot there coming out of that Noise Marine squad here. But these guys are just kind of harassing away. We have another Chaos Predator coming out of CC 13 right now. And meanwhile, it looks like Kael'tos is going to Tier 3 as well. So we'll have to see what we have planned here. I'm keeping an eye on G-Pipe right now. He hasn't spent any money. He's still saving up. You know, I couldn't rule out some sort of top-tier unit at this point in the game. He could be saving up for a Baneblade. I mean, that's very expensive, and he's holding on with barely any units. But, you know, that's always a possibility as well. But really, this is trouble for them. They really need to come up with something right now. This army is nice and mobile and versatile, and honestly, Catachan Devils help out all the time, especially when so upgraded. Oh no, and it looks like we had Dark Flames just kind of fired off a little bit in the wrong direction there, but it doesn't matter. He still they still run through it, take a little bit of damage. I saw some Chains of Torment up there, and definitely killing the hell out of those guys. But the Warp Spider Exarchs, the Warp Spiders jumping in and just kind of shredding up these Chaos Heretic squads right now. You can see them just kind of running through melee right now, but no, these poor Guardians now getting the beating as well, having to retreat on either. So not too amazing. Both squads, both sides kind of taking some losses and making some mistakes there. But whatever. Here we have more towards the center. The Chaos Predator is out in the field once again, and it looks like CC-13 is just replacing one of his Heretic squads right now. He definitely wants to keep them out on the field. I'm just trying to keep an eye out, see what's happening here in the middle. Still looking out for G-Pipe, though. He's got one very wounded Guardian squad and one Catachan Devils. That does not spell too much. That does not look like too big of an army for him, but still saving up. He's at 760 points right now. He could be saving up for a Baneblade. It's very possible. In fact, I think that's pretty much the only thing he can be counting on at this point in the game. So the Chaos players need to kind of step things up. But, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a close game here. Looks like the Chaos Predator is going to go ahead and upgrade to the twin-linked last cannons, the Mark of Tzeentch, once again. We have some more worshipping here, just kind of upping the speed of these troops a little bit. And in the meantime, we can just see that it looks like these Eldar units are just kind of moving back out, maybe getting ready for some sort of an assault on the center here. Using what little units he has, though, GHG G-Pipe is doing a great job of just kind of harassing these victory points, just constantly keeping the score tied. And again, I'm going to be kind of critical here of Kael'tos for not just guarding this area more explicitly, since it is the only thing they need to hold on to in order to keep this game under control. Looks like, oh, we have the Autarch now leaping in, doing some damage, and we do! G-Pipe, by the way, is building a Baneblade, but just in time for Kael'tos to also be building a great Unclean one. So now we're going to see some real epic units coming out here. Beautiful looking Chains of Torment comes down on top of all of these Warp Spiders, and a nice little shot from the Noise Marines as well. Again, center is very strongly under control. I want to make sure that these guys are covering the northern flank a little bit better. But we do have the great Unclean one coming in, but little does he know that there's a D-Cannon and a Baneblade on the way as well. Well, I mean, at least, you know, at least having twin-linked last cannons on a Predator will, you know, theoretically help against a Baneblade, but Baneblade is a lot of tank to counter. That is a lot of vehicle to require anti-vehicle stuff on, so we'll have to see how well that's going to work out. Meanwhile, it looks like Kael'tos now pushing down towards the south, backed up by a couple of CC-13's units here. Once again, here in the north, oh god, still leaving that flank wide open. Looks like the Lord General is going to be able to sneak in here over and over again, capping this victory point. That's definitely a flaw in their attack, but at least they're able to grab this here. Hadn't even pointed this out yet, but we do have a heavy turret down in the field right now, and I do like the positioning of this. Notice that he has it nicely choked off here with these two force shields, but also this heavy turret just has the range to barely cover this victory point. So that's kind of cool.